Hi everybody, in this video we are going to talk about how to find the surface area of a cylinder. And we're going to be using the surface area of a cylinder formula. So let's go ahead and begin by writing down the formula. Formula for surface area of a cylinder, and again we use the abbreviation SA to represent surface area. Surface area of a cylinder is going to equal 2 pi r squared, and r represents the radius of the top of the cylinder, plus 2 pi r h. And again, r in this case represents the radius, the h represents the height of the cylinder. So now that we have our equation, all we have to do is take the information provided to us in our diagram here, plug it into our equation, and solve for surface area. So we're going to put in 2 times, instead of pi, let's go ahead and use the numeric value 3.14, times the radius. The radius in this example is 8, but we must remember we need to square that 8. And we're going to add to that 2 times pi again, 3.14, times the radius, 8, and then times our height, 10. So now that we have replaced all of our variables in our equation with the values that are in our cylinder, now we need to do some order of operations to make sure we get the right answer. So we begin by squaring 8 squared. So we have our 2 times 3.14 times 8 squared, 64. Order of operations says after parentheses, and we don't have any parentheses, we always deal with exponents next. And we just took care of our exponent, so let's go ahead and write down the rest of our equation. The next thing we need to do is simply multiply our group. So we've got a bunch of numbers right here that multiply together and a bunch of numbers right here that get multiplied together. When we get those values, we'll simply add them and have a final outcome. So when we add or multiply all of these values together, we come up with a value of 401.92. And when we multiply all of these values together, we come up with a value of 502.4. Our final step is simply to add these two values together, and we arrive at 904.32, which is going to be the surface area of our cylinder. Now the last thing I need to remember to do is put in our unit. In this case, our unit is inches. And again, when you're finding the area of anything, regardless if it's surface area or just normal area of a two-dimensional figure, you are going to square the unit. So our final answer, 904.32. So the key really to do this kind of problem is make sure you're very familiar and comfortable with your equation, take the given values, plug them into the equation, and be careful with your order of operations as you arrive to an answer. All right, thanks for watching.